Welcome to Revenge Return, where love is never simple, revenge is never accidental, and every story unfolds with secrets, betrayal, and emotional twists you won't see coming. This is where the story begins. The invitation to my father's 60th birthday party arrived by text message from my stepmother, of course. Not even the courtesy of a proper invitation. We're celebrating at the Palm Beach Club this Saturday. Black tie. Don't be late. No mention that I was the one who'd introduced them to the club. No acknowledgement that I was the reason they had access to one of the most exclusive venues on the coast. Just a cold command as if I were another name to check off her list. I'm Olivia Chen, though my stepmother, Victoria, never misses a chance to remind everyone that I carry my mother's surname instead of my father's. What Victoria doesn't know is that I also carry another name, one that would make her perfectly maintained smile crack if she knew it. Because while she thinks I'm just a moderately successful real estate agent, I'm actually Olivia Chen Matthews, owner of the Matthews Hotel Group, including the very club where she's planning my father's party. Not that anyone in the family knows this. To them, I'm just Robert Matthews' personal real estate agent, the one who got lucky and landed a wealthy client. They have no idea that Robert Matthews is my stepfather, my real stepfather, the one who actually acted like a parent when he married my mother 15 years ago. The one who taught me everything I know about the hotel business. Olivia. My assistant, Kate, appeared in my office doorway. Victoria Matthews just called again about the party arrangements. She wants to add 20 more guests to the list. I smiled, thinking about Victoria's love of throwing around the Matthews name at my club, never suspecting why the staff treated her with such careful deference. Approve it, I said. But make sure they set up in the West Ballroom, not the Ocean Room she requested. The smaller space? Kate raised an eyebrow. Trust me. My phone buzzed, another text from Victoria. Don't forget to wear something appropriate. This is a high-class event. I looked down at my Chanel suit, understated but worth more than Victoria's entire designer wardrobe. Another thing she didn't know about me. I could buy and sell her precious social circle 10 times over. The party was 3 days away when everything imploded. I was reviewing property acquisitions for our newest hotel when Kate burst into my office. You need to hear this, she said, putting my office phone on speaker. Victoria's voice filled the room. Absolutely cannot have her there. She's not real family, she's just his daughter from that first marriage. This party needs to be perfect. My father's voice, weak as always when facing his wife. But Victoria, she's still my daughter. A daughter who doesn't even use your name. No, this party is for real family only. I don't want her there embarrassing us in front of our friends. What should I tell her? Tell her. Victoria laughed. I'll tell her myself. She needs to learn her place. The line went dead. I sat there, fingers gripping the edge of my desk as years of similar slights and exclusions rushed through my memory. The family vacations I wasn't invited to. The holidays where I was seated at the kids' table despite being in my 30s. The constant reminders that I wasn't a real Matthews. If she only knew. My phone rang. Victoria's number. Hello. I kept my voice neutral. Olivia, dear. Her fake sweetness could rot teeth. About Saturday. I'm afraid there's been a change of plans. Oh. Yes, you see, we've had to cut down the guest list. Family only. I watched her reflection in my office window as she stood on my club's beachfront terrace, drinking my club's champagne, planning my father's party with my staff. Family only, I repeated. Yes, you understand. Real family. I thought about the membership contract sitting in my desk drawer, the one that gave her access to my club, my hotels, my properties, the one that could be revoked with a single signature. Of course, I said softly. Real family. Don't take it personally, dear. Maybe next time. Next time. Like the next family Christmas I wouldn't be invited to. The next holiday photo I'd see on social media. The next reminder that I wasn't good enough for the precious Matthews name. Except I was more Matthews than she'd ever be. Victoria, I said just before she could hang up. Enjoy the club. Oh, I always do. So exclusive, you know. Not just anyone can get in. I smiled, thinking about the meetings I had scheduled for tomorrow. Yes, I know exactly how exclusive it is. After hanging up, I buzzed Kate. Cancel Victoria's membership. All of them, the beach club, the country club, the spa access. Everything. All of it. Kate's eyes widened. But the party. Let her try to host my father's birthday party without a membership. I opened my laptop, pulling up the guest list. And send cancellation notices to her entire social circle. Apparently, the club is becoming more exclusive. This will cause chaos, Kate warned. The party is in 3 days. Good. I looked out my window at Victoria still lounging on my terrace. It's time she learned what family only really means. I spent the rest of the afternoon making calls. By sunset, Victoria's carefully planned party was about to implode spectacularly. My phone buzzed again, my father this time. For a moment I considered ignoring it. But no, he needed to learn this lesson too. Hi, Dad. Olivia, honey, about the party. He sounded uncomfortable as usual when caught between his wife and his daughter. Don't worry, Dad. Victoria already uninvited me. Family only, right? You know how she is. It's easier just to go along. Is it? I stood up, watching the sun set over my properties, the hotels, clubs, and resorts that bore the Matthews name. Tell me, Dad, have you ever wondered why the staff at the club treats Victoria so well? Why she always gets the best tables, the premium services, the special treatment? Because we're members. No, Dad. Because of me. You. But you're just your daughter. Just the one who's not real family. I took a deep breath. Maybe it's time you and Victoria learned exactly who I am. I hung up before he could respond. Tomorrow would be interesting enough without hearing more of his excuses. Opening my safe, I pulled out the document I'd been saving for a moment like this. Proof of ownership of the Matthews Hotel Group, including a photo of me with my stepfather Robert at the signing ceremony 5 years ago. Victoria wanted to play games with family membership? Fine. Let's see how she handles having her own membership revoked. My phone was already filling with messages from her friends, all those exclusive members suddenly finding their access denied. Tomorrow Victoria would wake up to discover that her social kingdom was built on my property. And uninviting me from my father's birthday party? That would turn out to be the biggest mistake of her social climbing life. The morning of my father's birthday party dawned bright and clear. I sat in my private office at the Palm Beach Club, watching the drama unfold through the security feeds. Victoria arrived early, designer dress bag in hand, ready to oversee the final preparations for her perfect party. The moment she tried to scan her membership card, everything began to unravel. I'm sorry, Mrs. Matthews, the front desk manager said. It seems there's an issue with your membership. Excuse me. Victoria's voice carried clearly through the speaker. There must be some mistake. I'm Victoria Matthews. Yes, ma'am. And according to our records, your membership was terminated yesterday. I watched Victoria's perfectly made-up face contort with confusion. That's impossible. Check again. I have checked, ma'am. The termination came directly from ownership. All of your club privileges have been revoked. Do you know who I am? Victoria's voice rose sharply. My husband and I are hosting a party here tonight. A very important party. About that. The manager consulted his tablet. I'm afraid the event has been cancelled. Cancelled? Victoria screeched. It cannot be cancelled. I have 60 guests coming. Important people. My phone buzzed, texts flooding in from Victoria's social circle. My membership card isn't working. What's going on at the club? Did you hear? All our memberships are revoked. I smiled, thinking about all those careful social connections Victoria had built, all centered around access to my club. Access that no longer existed. Call Robert Matthews. Victoria was demanding. He's friends with the owner. Actually, a new voice cut in. I am the owner. Victoria spun around to face me, her eyes widening as I stepped out of the elevator. Olivia, what are you doing here? Checking on my property, I said calmly. Is there a problem? Your property? She laughed nervously. Don't be ridiculous. This club belongs to Matthews Hotel Group. Yes, I agreed. It does. I held up my ID badge, the one that identified me as CEO. And so do I. The color drained from her face. That's not possible. No. I smiled. Shall we discuss what's possible? Like how you've been using my clubs, my hotels, my properties to build your social status. Or how you just uninvited me from my father's birthday party at my own venue. You're lying. Robert Matthews owns this place. Robert Matthews was my stepfather, I said quietly. My real stepfather. The one who actually treated me like family when he married my mother. The one who taught me the business, who made me his heir, who gave me his name, professionally at least. Victoria staggered back, grabbing the reception desk for support. But you're just a real estate agent. A cover. Something to explain why I was always around properties and hotels. Did you never wonder why you got such special treatment here? Why the staff always seemed to know your preferences? Because I made sure they did. Because despite everything, you were married to my father. The party, she whispered, is cancelled, I confirmed. Along with your membership. And the memberships of everyone in your social circle. Apparently the club is becoming more exclusive. Family only. You can't do this, she shrieked. It's your father's birthday. Yes, it is. I turned to the manager. Please escort Mrs. Matthews out. She's no longer welcome on the property. Wait. Victoria grabbed my arm. Please. Everyone's coming. I'll be humiliated. Like I was humiliated every time you excluded me? Every time you reminded me I wasn't real family? I'll invite you to the party, she said desperately. You can come. I laughed softly. The party isn't happening, Victoria. Not here, not anywhere else in the Matthews Hotel Group properties. And since you've bragged to everyone about hosting it here. Her face crumpled as she realized the full implications. All her carefully cultivated social connections, her status as a Matthews, her reputation as someone who could access the most exclusive venues, all of it was crumbling. Your father will never forgive you, she threatened. Right on cue, the front doors opened. My father walked in, his face ashen. Is it true? He asked, looking between us. Olivia, are you really? The owner? Yes. I met his eyes steadily. Surprise, Dad. Turns out I made something of myself even without being real family. Why didn't you tell me? Would it have made a difference? Would you have stood up to her? I gestured at Victoria. Would you have insisted on including me in family events? Or would you have done what you always do, stay quiet while she pushed me away? He had no answer. He never did. Security will show you both out, I said, turning away. Oh, and Victoria. The country club membership, the spa access, the premium services at all Matthews properties? Those are gone too. Permanently. But where will I go? She whispered. Everyone who matters belongs to these clubs. Exactly, I smiled. Everyone who matters. Consider this a lesson in what family only really means. I watched them leave Victoria in tears, my father finally showing some backbone by not comforting her. As they reached the door, I called out one last time. Victoria. She turned, mascara streaking down her cheeks. Happy birthday, Dad. The doors closed behind them. Within hours, social media was buzzing with the scandal. Victoria Matthews, social queen, exposed as nothing more than a guest in her stepdaughter's empire. All those carefully planned connections, all those social climbing efforts, destroyed in a single morning. My phone buzzed again, messages from my real family. My mother and Robert checking if I was okay. The people who had actually acted like family, who had supported me, guided me, helped me build something remarkable. I typed a quick response, then turned back to running my empire. The one Victoria had unknowingly flaunted her borrowed status in. The one my father had never bothered to notice his daughter building. The next day, a small package arrived at their house. A framed photo of me with Robert at the signing ceremony where I became CEO, along with a note. Family isn't about who uses the right name or attends the right parties. It's about who shows up, who supports you, who believes in you. Maybe now you'll understand what real family means. Don't bother trying other clubs in town. I own those too. Sometimes the best revenge isn't just showing people who you've become. It's showing them exactly what they've lost by underestimating you. And Victoria? She learned the hard way that social status is only as secure as the person providing it. Especially when that person is the stepdaughter you never thought was good enough to be real family.